On Thursday, February 25th, John Geddert was found dead in his car alongside a road not far from his home. His death appears to be the result of a self-inflicted gunshot to the head. Geddert took his own life rather than face being charged with 24 felonies by the state of Michigan, including 20 charges of human trafficking, 1 charge of first-degree sexual assault, 1 charge of second-degree sexual assault, racketeering, and lying to a police officer. On today's episode, I'm going to explain why Geddert was charged with these 24 crimes and how he perpetrated these crimes for more than a quarter of a century. But make sure you watch until the end, because I'll also explain his connection to Larry Nassar and how much money he made from trafficking the girls. And I promise, this story is not what you think. Now, on with the episode. John Geddert was being investigated by law enforcement since 2018 because his name repeatedly came up during the sentencing portion of Larry Nassar's trial. In case you don't know who Larry Nassar is, he is a disgraced gymnastics team physician from Michigan State University. Larry sexually abused hundreds of girls before he was sentenced to a 60-year prison term in 2018. The reason Geddert's name came up so often in Nassar's trial was because of the two men working together at Geddert's gym in Lansing, Michigan. According to Sarah Klein, who is the first known victim of both Geddert and Nassar, there would not be a Larry Nassar without John Geddert, and there would not have been a John Geddert without Larry Nassar. In an attempt to let everyone know just how terrible Geddert was to her and the other girls, Klein added that, "If I had a choice, I would choose the 17 years of almost daily sexual abuse at the hands of Larry Nassar than spending one more day with John Geddert," because she described Geddert as the worst human being I could ever imagine. If you notice, Sarah Klein refers to Geddert as the worst human ever, but only mentions sexual abuse when talking about Nassar. That is because the 20 charges of human trafficking that Geddert faced were all related to forced labor or labor trafficking. Specifically, his charges included 14 counts of forced labor resulting in injury and 6 counts of human trafficking a minor for forced labor. The sexual assault charges were allegedly a punishment he inflicted upon a girl who did not please him during a practice session with her effort. If you are wondering how labor trafficking applies in this case, let me explain. First, all human trafficking is a commercial act, and there must be 3 elements present for trafficking to take place. You need an action, a means, and a purpose. The actions include harboring, recruiting, transporting, obtaining, or providing the individual. And the means include force, fraud, or coercion. Lastly, the purpose has to be to benefit from a commercial sex act or another person's labor. For Geddert, he appears to have recruited and harbored the girls while coercing them to engage in long, dangerous practices that resulted in several of the girls being injured, and his purpose for doing this was so that he could benefit financially from the girls' forced labor. From 2012 to 2018, Geddert's gym in Lansing, Michigan made $9 million, and Geddert pocketed $3 million of that. So forcing the girls to practice was not just about him helping them achieve their dreams, he was directly exploiting their desire to win by forcing them into dangerous situations. He forced some girls on restrictive diets where they barely received enough nutrition, and he caused multiple girls to fall from heights of 15 to 16 feet. Additionally, there are many women who are coming out like Sarah Klein did and indicating that Geddert was so harsh on them that they would turn to Nassar for comfort as he was milder tempered, and then Nassar would use that against them and go on to abuse more than 100 different girls over a 25-year period. And while this might make you more indifferent about Geddert taking his own life, it does complicate matters for the police who were hoping that Geddert might lead them to others who are in the gymnastics community and abusing girls. So there it is, a breakdown of 25 years worth of trafficking teenage girls for their labor and driving them so hard that they ended up in the arms of another predator. And that is the real story, the victims who were cheated out of their justice by a man who already took so much from them and did so one more time when he took his own life rather than face the justice for what he did. That's all for this episode, but let me know in the comments section if you agree with Sarah Klein and think Geddert is the worst human ever, or if Nassar is worse for committing hundreds of rapes on the girls. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button, because there are new episodes every week and you don't want to miss them. Thanks for watching.